if your in-ear monitor mix is a mess, it's so hard to play.
Welcome to the podcast, Appetite for Distortion. My name is Brando, episode number 537. Welcome back to the podcast from CKY, Jess Margera. How are you, sir?
Thanks for having me back. I'm doing good.
Right on. Oh, I like this the CKY hat, man. I might need to. I'm assuming that's on. I don't mean to be a shill right away, but I mean get that on the website. That's a nice one and the
Yeah,
zip
we
up.
just
I like
played
that.
a festival a little bit ago, and this is the first time I saw this new logo trucker hat. I was like, I need one of those.
Oh, I love it. I'm sure a lot of things are new, and we're going to get into some of you may remember Jess was on about like a year ago, like 100 episodes ago almost, which sounds crazy. 448 if you want to look it up because he told some great Guns N' Roses stories about the riot and everything. We'll get into more about that later, but let's focus on the new well we can. I can't stop running. It says my mind is running. It's been how many years since the last CKY song?
Man,
Like
that's a good
eight or something,
question. Our
right?
last album was 2017, I want to say, and then we did a EP 2018, 2019, and yeah, that was the last thing.
So why the wait? I guess that's just the first question. What took so long, and what's the? It's an awesome single. It's streaming right now. You can listen to her anywhere,
Thanks.
from YouTube to Spotify, all the places you listen to anything these days. But is it more to come? Or just what was the motivation behind the single of Can't Stop Running?
Yeah, honestly, the COVID thing is kind of what took so long.
Still affecting us.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, we had to cancel a bunch of tours and we planned on getting right back into the studio. And then, I think like close to 2 years went by before I saw Chad again.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he moved to Nashville and I'm still in Pennsylvania. So yeah, finally he just showed up. He flew up to Pennsylvania armed with like I want to say like 100 songs. Like during the pandemic, he wrote a song every day. So there was like almost too much.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it got to the point where it's like he's like, just pick a day, dude. It's like um, I don't know, May 10th. And then we would just work on May 10th.
Right on.
Yeah.
So when did you start working on this song? I mean, you don't have to remember specific dates or anything, but how long did it take for this new single to come out and what's coming? What's the next step after that?
So out of the 100 songs, I
Right.
probably put drums on about 20 of them. So yeah, we got a lot more to come soon. But yeah, it seems like releasing it a song at a time is the way to do it these days. Everybody's got so much ADD, me included. So it's tricky to sit down and listen to a record for 40 minutes, like
Isn't that crazy?
yeah,
Like what I mean, what happened to us
I
as a
don't know, man.
society?
We're just so busy. I'm running around constantly, like I said, all day. I'm Uber for 4 kids, so
Uh, I, I love that. So I was that kind of parlays into my next question, and it's what else is taking up the time? And I guess being a dad, and I told you off the air, my listeners know his real name is Harrison Rex, on air name Baby Brownstone, who's going to be two and a
right,
half, long hair. I finally taught him to do rock and roll. That's what I
right
told him
on.
to do the horns. So I only have one. You got four. So
Yeah,
how do you manage that and being, for a lack of a better term, a rock star? Is that an easy balance?
yeah, that's the thing. It's like it sucks when you go on tour because you're just gone for like 3 weeks, a month, or whatever it is. But it's cool when you're home. You're home. So I get to drive them all around to everything. They're busier than I am. But yeah, I got two in college now. It's crazy, man. So
My God, I don't even want to think about that. Again,
yeah.
like he's two and a half, and we think he's growing up too fast.
Mhm.
Um, so that's cool. And then to bring it back to, I guess, well, let's live there in a moment. How do your kids look at you as far as like, Because I wonder about that. Because I want to make my son like a co-host. I'm like, is he gonna hate radio? Or is he gonna think I'm a loser? Like, what do your kids think of you? Do they look at you as, hey, my dad's just a drummer, no big deal? They're like, oh, wow. Sometimes people want his autograph or take a picture, and thousands of people are
Yeah,
hitting.
they kind of never understood that part of it when we're out somewhere and they're like, what was that about, you know?
Hmm.
Um, but it's like now that they're in college and stuff and their friends like CKY, so that made it cool now.
Okay, right on. All
And my
right.
son's really into video games, so you know that latest Tony Hawk thing that came out. I got some cool points for that, I guess.
Yeah, no, if you any of the Tony Hawk, CKY's music. I mean, that's how, we spoke about last time, whether it's through video games or through Jackass, how initially learned about you, and of course with me being a GNR fan, learning even more, and then
Yeah,
becoming a fan, which is just so cool. To go back to, I
one
guess
of
the
my favorite bands
Mhm.
I'm still into this day. I learned about through Beavis and Butthead.
Right?
Yeah, Ween, Clutch. I mean, a ton of them.
Because they used to play great music, even though they would make fun of it. I mean, yes, they would
Yeah,
play obviously the silly, stupid videos, but they would play the metal. Like, where else would you see a typo
yeah,
video,
yeah.
Like a
Like
Cannibal Corpse video?
Pantera, Slayer. You know, like MTV wasn't really playing Slayer or Pantera back in the day. I guess they eventually did, but yeah, I feel like Beavis and Butthead like broke a lot of music like that. Primus, Ween, Clutch, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh, we like Ween definitely is one of my favorite bands, and they got murdered on Beavis and Butthead. You know? But it's like I like this.
I know. It's definitely a special, like, your understanding, I think, with Beavis and Butthead when they're making fun of a winger
Yeah,
versus,
yeah,
okay, they're just being characters. And this is a good tie-in for a few things, conversation with you. Where you're going soon, you're going to tour in the UK, and that's
yeah.
where MTV is being shut down.
Really?
Finally, music channel. Yeah, it's been announced the music channels are being shut down. So I
Oh,
guess, do you have a reaction to that? Somebody who has some ties to early days, some not early days MTVs, but the Jackass days, a little bit, and it's gonna happen in America. I mean, I haven't watched MTV
honestly,
in years.
I haven't really paid much attention to MTV until a few years ago. We did like a CKY hour long special or something like that.
Hmm.
And I just remember like, oh, I got to remember it's on, Friday night at this time, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at the guide and it's like, teen mom too, and 16 and pregnant and stuff. And I'm like, we don't belong on this channel anymore.
It's I hate to say it, it's like a fellow skateboarder of yours, Rob Deerdeck. It's all ridiculousness. Like, it's just
Yeah,
blocks
yeah,
of that. Uh,
yeah,
I mean, it is what I mean. I mean, I haven't watched it. It's just sad, but we'll have to tell our kids about the good old days of MTV. But
yeah,
and then to tie it, even more of a segue. I'm obsessed with segues and tying things. Beavis and Butthead, MTV, Guns N' Roses. Let me just say, bless you to my wife who sneezed in the back. I would feel like a piece of shit if I didn't say that. So bless you. Uh, so with Beavis and Butthead, it's funny. If you look at the early episodes, they praise GNR, like, oh,
yeah,
Axel rules. And then you could find
yeah,
ones where, like, Axel's a bitch. They can say things like that. So I
yeah.
don't know if you saw, it's because it's topical this weekend, because it went viral. Axel had I don't even like using the word because it's not accurate. A quote tantrum, like, he got angry at his inner ear monitors, which
Uh,
were making the drums sound like a jackhammer in his ears, and it wasn't getting fixed. So you can see him
uh,
getting angry. He kicked the drum. He threw the microphone at the drum even. And
yeah,
the next song, even, it was like, it's not the drummer's fault. I'm just letting you go. And the show went off without a hitch. People who went loved it.
yeah.
I don't know if you saw. First of all, did you see that at all? At all?
No, I didn't, but I know if your in-ear monitor mix is a mess, it's so hard to play. Like we had some trouble recently at Download Festival in England with our in-ears, and and Chad's guitar was cutting out. I don't know if it was because he had a rental amp or something, but it was rough to get through, but we made it work as best we could. But the crowd doesn't care that you're having tech problems up there and it's hard to do your job. um, but I get it. And yeah, I mean, I gotta say on the tour we did with GNR, which was ages ago at this point, uh,
Sure, I know.
he was like a sweetheart the whole tour. But I did see him go bonkers at a lighting guy. Yeah, I guess he wanted like some certain light, you know, during the big bridge part of whatever song it was, and the guy couldn't get the lighting right. And after like three rehearsals and it still wasn't right, Axel like lost his mind. I was just like, oh man. So I get where the rumors come from, but I mean, it's not cool to judge a guy on one bad day. Like if he did it every night, I'd be like, all right. But yeah, it was just one time I witnessed that during a month-long tour or whatever it was.
All of that I appreciate. You basically
Mhm.
like hit in all the points I want to make. Where the inner ear, I'm not a musician. That's why I'm in radio. I have no talent. But the inner ear monitor for things that happen with me, obviously wearing headphones and live broadcasts that I do. I've done the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame broadcasts, or just lot benefits, or just like people who come to the iHeart studios and you're broadcasting those, and they
Right.
are high pressure situations that
Yeah.
you're right. The audience, people who are listening, have no idea about while you're,
Yeah.
because I've been yelled at and I've yelled at. They're not proud moments, but they happen. So like I
Mhm.
appreciate you sharing that moment with like, how to figure that out. And I mean, I'm sure there's been fights within CKY, and then you kind of, or just like frustrations, I want to call it that. This isn't working.
Yeah.
And then you
Well, I
move
mean,
on.
as a drummer, I can get through it a lot easier. Like if I have, guitar and vocal and stuff, I can make it work. But, if there's in-ear problems or tech problems with Chad who has to sing, that's a whole nother thing. If
Right?
you gotta sing and you can't hear your own voice, or guitar is blaring over it and you can't find the note because the mix is such a mess, that must be a real challenge.
I can imagine. I
Yeah.
can't even do, I feel uncomfortable just doing like if I were to do this without headphones, obviously I need to hear you, but
Yeah.
let's just say and have headphones. Like if I, when I've been in my terrestrial radio days doing a song, I don't really
Yeah.
need to hear anything when I'm talking other than myself, but I need to
Right.
hear how it's processed. So at a very minor level, like I understand it. So I appreciate your insight who has.
So you did FM back in the day, FM radio?
Yeah, so I started in, I mean, I'm a New Yorker, but I started in Cape Cod, Pixie 103, Cape Cod's Rock, and I
Oh,
did
okay.
also 101.5 WPDH in Poughkeepsie, and
So
102.3 WBAB, Long Island's Classic
that's a
Rock.
pretty gnarly control board. Like every time I go to an FM interview thing, it seems like it's almost like a recording studio in there. So you know how to work all that stuff?
No, 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 because I have like a similar board to my
Yeah.
left of me because I work from home now, and yeah,
Right.
I know how to work like five of them out of
Yeah.
like all of them. So
You
I'm
know how to hit the
like an
phone
actual
channel,
engineer. No,
take
no,
a
no.
call, do the faders.
Exactly. I know how to take a call through the faders. I have things labeled that if they are misplaced, I don't forget. So it's sometimes when my son is on my lap playing with stuff, I'm like, no, 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 I won't remember how it
That
goes.
was just where I wanted
I
it.
know. So exactly. So again, I appreciate because it's one thing for me to say it, but to hear your insight is cool. And yeah, just to have a blow up every now and then, I get angry. They're not proud moments, so they
Yeah.
they happen. But and I, you can say you could pretend you didn't hear me if you don't want to answer this question or something like that.
Right.
But it's also like it's hard not to hear the fans online. So with this awesome, this new CKY, and you hear, and I hear it obviously with Guns N' Roses, and Axl really got it this weekend from haters about
Yeah.
it's not GNR without Izzy and Steven who
Right.
left years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you do with like it's not CKY without Darren? I mean, I had him on many years ago, and he was nice to me, but I
Yeah.
don't know him more than that. Uh, you guys have been doing well for many years. I
Yeah, at
with
this point,
GNR, I
he's
accept all
been out of the
iterations of it.
band longer than he was in it. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if people are still talking about it. I guess they are. I don't know. I don't really read too many comments on the internet because it seems like there's a whole bunch of people on there that are just trying to get a reaction, uh, be it negative or they just want attention, so they'll say anything. And I saw like probably a 15-year-old kid on this Pink Floyd thing because I'm a huge Pink Floyd nerd, you know, shitting all over the mix of the new remaster of Wish You Were Here. It's like this kid from Toledo that probably has Garage Band is like, this mix is terrible, man.
Right? It's like what? I know. No,
Yeah,
it's exactly. Now this is why I knew I was excited to talk to you
yeah.
again because we're in the
As soon
same
as I read
wavelength.
anything that ridiculous, I'm just like, okay, I don't give a
it,
shit.
it's such a small representation of reality, I
Oh
think,
yeah,
and can be overwhelming. And I think I want people to know that fans, because fans are online, and I think fans can feel attacked if their favorite band,
yeah,
they'll say the same thing you say. He's been out of the band longer than just
yeah,
like with Richard Fortus and Izzy and the GNR situation. But if
yeah.
you
I
go to
like
a
I like what
show,
you
no one's
said about
complaining.
it's not reality at all. Like it, there's bands I know of that like this band Him, well,
Hmm.
or Villa, he's like solo now. I
Right.
don't think they've ever had an online presence. They have no social media. And when they play a gig, there's 6,000 people there. Same with Ween. They don't really
Right.
have any social media. Um, you know, like industry people are like, oh man, you got to be on TikTok. You got to content. Like, and then there's bands that are like, we don't do any of that shit, and they still sell out a 5,000 seat theater.
I know. No, I know. It used to be done. How the bands used to do it. How the artists used to do
Yeah,
it. I mean,
and
I'm
I've
just
I've seen the opposite. I've seen bands that have a zillion followers and blah blah blah, and they play a gig in Philly, and there's like 40 people there.
I
So
believe that. You
yeah,
pay for your followers. So I mean, it's all relative. You really need to understand. And I try to that balance myself because I'm not on terrestrial radio. Like I said, I don't have a built-in audience, so I have to use social media and things like that. So
yeah. I mean,
it's
there's bands I'm a huge fan of, and I've never once been to any of their online things.
I know. It's just so weird how I got into this. I was just a casual GNR fan, obviously working in radio for 20 plus years, and just end up doing this interview. It's how I get to interview people like you. It's just
Yeah,
all
yeah,
through this GNR lens. It's just very, very strange. But yeah, I have to see it through fans' eyes. So that's why I hate that I see the comments, but at the same time, I'm like you. I'm like, you're a
yeah,
15-year-old kid. You're somebody who like you have no idea what a high pressure situation is like. You're just trying to get a reaction. So yeah, I'm on the same
yeah.
wavelength
Well,
as
I
you.
like I really dig podcasts like this. Like where it's just two people having a conversation. It's like ridiculous when you have a guest on like a old school TV show, and it's like, all right, tell us about and you have 2 minutes. It's
Right.
like on here
Yeah.
you can get into details and specifics and everything. Like I appreciate that shit, man.
For sure, and this is why, with the I have to be aware of with the which is why I preface with if you don't want to pretend you didn't hear me with the daring question, and then because we did speak about your brother Bam last time, and I'll just ask about it also because people will click up from that nice long conversation that we're having the little bit, just a
Yeah.
little bit. So I always try to be cautious of that because we're having again listen to the whole conversation, things in context. That's what again the beauty of podcasts. But I hope because last time you said that he seems to be doing well. I'm on social media that you hadn't spoken. You know I'm the oldest. You said you have four sons. I'm the
Now I have three daughters and one son.
okay. I'm the well my lot is I'm the oldest of four boys. I have like
Right,
three
right.
brothers. So
Mhm.
it's when I hear siblings don't get along, I don't know. I kind of take it a little bit. I don't know. It bothers me a little bit more than it probably should. So I mean,
Yeah.
I hope there's some contact there, and because he seems like he's doing well. I
Dude,
mean, are
he's
you?
skating again, and I love seeing that, man. I feel like I've seen him. do some tricks recently that he couldn't do in his heyday. You know, it's pretty cool to see. I like every skate video that he posts.
Okay. No, I'll leave it at that because if he's doing well, and then you'll have seen that as a brother. So I just
Yeah,
hope it brings us more
everything
together in the future.
that happened needed to happen. I feel like
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like if I was like enabling him still, or you know, didn't address his dire addiction problem at the time, he probably wouldn't be here. You know, it was really bad. So all the
You know,
shit that went down had to, or else I'd rather him be alive and you know have beef with me than me enable him into the grave. You know.
well, so well said, man. Just, I mean,
Yeah.
that's well, a lot of people, that's the right mindset. It's I can't help it, of course, with the segues tying it into me because it was recently the anniversary of Axel on stage saying if some members of this group organization don't stop dancing with Mr. Brownstone, this is the last GNR show you'll ever see. This was with the opening for the Stones, and the next day he apologized, just like I don't want to see my friend slip away. Sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. So sorry,
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. That was swimming around in my brain. So
Yeah.
obviously
I
two
hope if
different
the
situations.
role was reversed and it was me with an addiction problem, I hope he would do the same thing that I did.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
we all should. I don't want to sound too corny, like this is the end of a Family Matters episode, but we all should have brothers like you, in my opinion. That sounds. We need boo doo doo doo. Just some horn music. Where's where's John Stamos? Anyway, so CKY, you guys are Halloween playing
Yeah.
United Kingdom and then all over the United Kingdom. So you can go to CKY. You guys are on social media. You can pre-order the song is already out, right?
Yeah.
I
We're gonna
forgot if I
drop
had
a
a special preview or not.
right on. We're gonna drop a video for it
Okay,
probably in the next couple of days, and then we have a second song coming out soonish after that.
awesome. I look forward to it, Jess, and I
Yeah,
look forward to hopefully talking to you again.
absolutely.
It's a pleasure.
Right
So
on.
have safe travels, and that does it for this episode of Appetite for Distortion. When will we see the next one? In the words of Axl
Um,
Rose. Oh, go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
well, thanks for having me again, and yeah, let's do it again when the next song drops.
Right on. Okay, cool. Sounds good. But you'll appreciate this. This is my out cue. This is just what I say.
Right
Because,
on.
with podcasts, I don't have a set schedule. I try to do one a week.
Yeah.
We'll see if it happens, some longer, some shorter. So, when will you see the next one? In the words of Axl Rose concerning Chinese democracy, I don't know if soon is the word, but you'll see it.
Thanks to the lame ass security, I'm going home.